Hey everyone, I'm Mind, and this is the LEGO Ninjago Visual Dictionary New Edition. Now, I know I've been covering a lot of books, magazines, etc. on the channel in the past few weeks, and I hope you guys don't mind that. But now that we're done with Ninjago show content for the year, and Ninjago set content for the year, I'm trying to look for other ways to keep Ninjago content on my channel, and I realized that there's books with exclusive minifigures that are currently available that I haven't personally covered on the channel yet, so I thought it would be fun to take a look at all of them with you guys. So this will not be the last one, but there will be more content before the next one, don't worry. But anyway, yeah, we have the Ninjago Masters Spinjitzu Visual Dictionary New Edition. This came out back in 2019, but is still available, including on LEGO's website. And this copy personally was sent to me by the LEGO group through the LEGO Ambassador Network, but of course, as always, all opinions expressed in this video are my own. I do have the older version of the Visual Dictionary. They update it every few years, and we'll probably get a new one next year if I had to guess. But yeah, I'm very curious, because the cover already seems a little bit odd. So we have Lloyd, Nia, Kai, Lloyd Garmadon, Ice Emperor, like, okay, interesting selection of characters, but it kind of makes sense. Got good guys and bad guys. Then we have Zane's Glider, which is like the most insignificant anything from any wave of Ninjago ever. Then a Screamer, okay. And then of course there's the exclusive Teen Woo that comes in this magazine. But let's get this open. We have a picture of Cole's car from Day of the Departed. We have some concept art for Firstborn right here. Or is that actually the poster art? Regardless, it looks very cool. I'm probably not going to go through this entire book with you guys, because obviously I don't want to spoil everything. But we'll stop at whatever pages I find especially interesting. Okay, we have a cool timeline of Ninjago right here. Different sets that released, different show seasons that released, including like the movie and whatnot. That's pretty fun. It looks like we have a page for each of the characters, including like some information about them, some of the vehicles they've used, some of the different suits they've had. Yeah, this is full of information. There's a lot of stuff here. It seems far more in depth than the character encyclopedia, which I guess would make sense. It's making me nostalgic just looking through this, because I remember I was obsessed with like the visual dictionaries when I was a kid. I do love how much is here, because while personally, like, I don't know, this isn't as relevant to me now as it would be when I was a kid, it just makes me happy to think that like kids can flip through this and be like, wow, look at that cool Ninjago thing. Because I know I definitely did that as a kid with like the Star Wars visual dictionary and some other LEGO books that they had out at the time. Here we have Zane's Glider as promised. That's weird. It calls Technozane Zane RX. Like as in the same thing as Cole RX. That's very strange. Oh well, they have a whole separate page for Titanium Zane too. Cole. Unusual Allies. We actually have Dareth in here, which is nice to see. Because if I remember correctly, the character encyclopedia that came out last year didn't include any minifigures that were like exclusive. So I don't believe Dareth was in there, and things like Golden Kai or Future J were not in there because they were exclusive minifigures to like different promotions. So it's nice to see that like is acknowledged here. We have the different training centers here. I love this as a kid. I want to get a new one because mine is very broken apart nowadays, but it'd be very cool to get this again. Also, this is the 2019 set I do not have. I still need to get that at some point. Also, look at how the monastery changed over time. That's really wacky. Oh, we got all the dragons. They're very fun. The different temples over time. It's incredible how stuff has changed since then, because they used to be just so flat and open. Temple of Airjitzu. We have a whole page about mechs, which is a lot of fun. But now we get into the foes section. I really want to get Garmadon's Dark Fortress at some point. That's such a cool set. That was like my dream set as a kid. One day I will get it. One day that'll be mine. I want to get more skeleton vehicles too, because I never really had any. I only had the Skull Motorbike, but the rest of them always look so cool. My best friend had this one and it was awesome. And I always really liked Knuckles ATV too. We have the Serpentine, wonderful. Oh nice, they literally have all the Serpentine, like all the different tribes. Stone Warriors, yeah, like very detailed bio pages on all the different characters. Even like the Ninjords get 2 pages to themselves. I miss when we got this many villain vehicles in a wave, man. Like look at how many different ones there are. Tournament of Elements, Elemental Masters. There's my boy right there, Griffin Turner, as well as the Anaconda Cultist. This is another set I really want to get. Tournament is probably my favorite season of the show, but I never got this set. But I really want to get it one day. Okay, and I skipped ahead a lot, but it goes all the way up to Secrets of Forbidden Spinjitzu in 2019, and every villain team has 2 sets of pages except for these 2, where each of them only have like 1 individual page. But I think this book came out before the season aired, so that's why they didn't want to like give too much information about these guys. Then we have a whole chapter about the LEGO Ninjago movie. That's interesting. Oh well, and you just have bio pages on the movie versions of the ninja. That's kind of unexpected. Yeah, they have a lot of information about the movie sets. The second wave of movie sets is another thing that I wish I got too. Especially Garmadon's Lair, I think that's really cool. And Garma Mecha Man as well. God, I forgot how good the movie wave was. It was just expensive and I didn't have the money back then. After I get all the TV show sets one day, the movie set to be the next thing I want to complete. because there is a lot of, like, really cool stuff there. Oh, the giant shark mech, too. I need to go back and look at some of these sets, because, yeah, like, that one, too. There's a lot of really cool stuff here. Expanding Worlds. Let's see what this is. Oh, okay, we have a whole page on the evolution of the spinners. That's a lot of fun. Personally, my favorites will always be the originals in terms of actual play. If you've never played with these with a friend, you're missing out. Like, they were my favorite thing when I was a kid. I would spend hours upon hours with my friends battling with the spinners. And that's something I don't feel like any of the others really captured, was that, like, sense of battle. That sense of competition. It was super cool in the originals, and I really, really miss it. But then the Legacy and Forbidden Fujitsu spinners, those have to be the best in terms of looks. And then we have a whole thing about the TV series, just like a little summary of each season, I guess. Okay, we have a little behind the scenes. This is pretty interesting. I guess this is the team behind the sets. We get to see some prototypes here. Those prototype wheels look really interesting. I do think the final result was the best one, but this one and this one do look pretty cool too. Prototype Ice Samurai as well. Oh wow, we have some prototypes of the Ice Castle. Look at that, look how different that was. Like obviously you could see the Ice Castle there, but that is very, very simple. You can also barely see it, but that looks really cool too. I'm curious what that was. Yeah, then we have a prototype model and the final model. Kind of wish that's what we got, because that one looks a lot cooler. Very cute summary at the end. Obviously this came out in 2019 when Legacy had just started. Kind of sad to see the Legacy's gone now. But then we turn the page, we have a checklist for every single Ninja minifigure, it looks like. If I remember correctly, there's like some weirdly named things in here. I think I've saw some people post them. Oh my goodness, they even include like the magazine figures. The ones that are just weird combos of parts. That's very unexpected. We have more different variants of the ninja. Then we have all the villains. Even more villains at the end, as well as, I guess, allies and side characters. For some reason, Future J is not with the J suits. And then we have movie characters at the very end. Then we have the table of contents, and that is it for the book. Now, obviously, I did not go through every little detail of every single page, because we would be here all day if I did that. But I generally think this book's very cool. I honestly like it a lot better than the character encyclopedia, because it seems fairly complete. The character encyclopedia was missing a lot. But this somehow does a better job of being a character encyclopedia than the character encyclopedia. And it's also just a nice summary of the evolution of the sets over time. And you get some cool behind-the-scenes stuff as well. So yeah, genuinely I'm very happy with this book. Obviously, a little bit out of date. I suspect we'll probably get a new version next year or the year after that. But for a book that came out in 2019, I'm fairly happy with it. But of course, that's not everything that comes with this book. There is also the exclusive Teen Woo minifigure. So now let me get him out and let's take a look at him. So here's the exclusive Teen Woo that comes in the book, and he is alright. I'm honestly not the biggest fan of this figure. I think this is one of the lamest exclusives we've ever gotten. Now, this book did come out in 2019, so it was right after Hunted, so Teen Woo just in general was a much bigger deal back then. But it was lame at the time, and it's especially lame looking back. The only positive I could see about this is it's a slightly cheaper way to get a Teen Woo if you didn't have either the sets he came in from Hunted. But in terms of the figure itself, this is just way worse than the one that comes in the Hunted sets, but also not different enough to be that exciting. So his leg print just has a little black belt right there. It goes off to one side, and honestly it's a pretty good leg print, though it was later reused in the Ninjago City Gardens, so it's no longer an exclusive print, though it was at the time. And then his torso I think is meant to be a remake of his 2011 torso, which is cool to see them go back and kind of revisit that again. However, they already did that with Day of the Departed, so it doesn't feel that exciting here. And I mean, that is a pretty plain looking suit anyway. So it's just kind of a basic white robe with a red symbol on it. It doesn't look bad by any means, it fits Woo well enough, but it's just nothing all too exciting. Same thing on the back, again he's got that symbol there in red, which is cool, like it's very clearly Woo, but it's not that different from his 2011 robes. And then his face print and hairpiece, they're the same exact ones that come in the sets, and I mean they're pretty good. Hairpiece especially, I love the white and gold, that's a very cool like dual molded color combination. Looks fantastic as the hair headband combo. But then the face print, again, while it was exclusive at the time, I feel like it's become way too common nowadays, so I have a hard time seeing this as Woo anymore. But I mean, it's good. He's got the angry face on one side and the happy face on the other, and it is pretty accurate to the show. I've just seen this used with so many other just like unnamed characters that nowadays it kind of just feels like they're reusing a city face, even though it was originally designed for Woo. So yeah, I mean, it's a fine minifigure, don't get me wrong, but as an exclusive, I don't think it's super desirable. There's a million other characters they could have done before this one that would have been way more desirable. And like, there's a reason I didn't get this book until now. I just was not in a rush to get this character by any means. So an exclusive minifigure is an exclusive minifigure, but as far as they go, this is probably one of our worst ones from Ninjago. And so my overall thoughts on this book, as you heard me say, I'm very happy with it. In terms of the actual book itself, I think it's fantastic and I cannot recommend it enough. If you're someone who likes looking through books, learning more information about things like LEGO Ninjago, I think you'll have a lot of fun with this. I know if this book existed when I was a kid, I would have loved it, because I really did love the other visual dictionaries that were out at the time, and this is in a very similar vein. In terms of the minifigure though, it's really not one you need. Unless you desperately want a Teen Woo and you didn't get the original set he comes in, I don't think it's worth getting, because this version is just objectively worse. And aside from just being a worse Teen Woo, it's not that interesting of a figure in general. So while it's okay as an exclusive, and like, I'm never gonna say no to a new variant, I don't know who pitched this and who was like, yeah, okay, that could be our exclusive minifigure, because there was a million other better options. But as a figure, he's just okay. He's one I'm happy to have in my collection finally, but not one I care all too much about. But those are just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think of this book in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please press like, subscribe to the channel if you're new. I do LEGO and Ninjago videos just like this one almost every day, so if you subscribe, you'll be the first to see them. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!